Yeah, hello viewers. I'm Akim Agbaje as usual. I'm a real estate expert. I'm a real estate teacher, and I've been on it for the last 20 years with a lot of experience. And I teach people real estate. I help them in their investments. I advise them. I put them through where to invest and not where to invest. Today, we are going to be looking at real estate agents, real estate brokers. Yeah, these are people that are very, very crucial in real estate investments. If you are new, you will realize that most of the deals that have been done are 80 to 90% through a broker. So, but we always underestimate the power of brokers in real estate deals. Most buyers don't treat their brokers very well, and this is very, very pathetic, and that's why they end up having problems at the end of the day. Most people, buyers, after going through some deals, they find it difficult to give their brokers money. At the end of the day, they have problems, because before you buy that property, you should remember that you called up a broker to tell you where you should buy. Then because you have met the owner of the property, you decided to sidetrack the broker. This is very, very pathetic in this sector, and that is what a lot of people do. A lot of buyers, that's what they do. But unknowingly, they're actually doing themselves, because a broker is someone who is very, very vast in the terrain of what you actually want. He knows what you want, he knows where to get what you want, and he knows how to get the best price for you. So at the end of the day, if you don't treat your broker very well, next time you are going to have a problem, because he's going to deal with you. They know how to do it. Now, this is to tell you that a broker is very, very important in real estate deals. But most buyers don't want to go with a broker. They treat lawyers better than brokers. And before you meet the lawyer, you actually met the broker. It is when the deals are good that the lawyers comes in. So why not treat the broker very well? It is very, very unfair, and this is very, very common in this sector, because that's what a lot of people do, not treating their brokers very, very well. So in real estate investments, we are looking at the importance of a broker. The broker tells you where to buy, where not to buy. He sees the development in some area. He has been there for some time, so he knows how things are actually going. So he knows what to tell you and not what to tell you. So if you don't treat him well, definitely he may be hiding some information from you. So it is very, very important to treat a broker very, very well, and it is best for you to go with a broker. Don't try to buy properties on your own. You need a broker to actually do that for you. You don't need to buy it on your own. You need a broker to do that for you. He has all the information you need. You are just a buyer. A broker, that's what he does every day. He sells to Mr. A, sells to Mr. B, sells to Mr. C. He sells this year, sells next year, sells next month, and continues selling. So he knows how the terrain is. He knows where you can buy good properties and where you dare not go. So if you don't treat your broker very well, you end up buying properties from the wrong set of people. So this is why it is very, very important for you to go with a broker. Treating a broker very well is part of the deal. He knows good price. If you treat your broker very well, he will give you a good price. He will give you a better price, and he will lead you to good sellers who are reliable, not scammers. Though we have cases of brokers who are not actually doing their job very well. But that is not to say that brokers can be eliminated in real estate deals. They are very, very important. You don't know what is actually going on in that area, and you actually want to buy. The person you are buying for, a broker can help you to do an investigation on that person before you make a payment, and will give you a solid information about the property you want to buy. In most cases, brokers make some mistakes, and you know quite well that this place that you are taking your clients to has problems. But because the buyer is interested in that property, you now hide that information. You tell him, "Oga, no problem. no problem, that place is good, knowing fully that there is dispute on that land. But because you wanted to collect your commission, you actually push your buyer to that place. At the end of the day, you are going to have a problem, because if that buyer eventually has a problem in that land, you are the first person he's going to call. That is why it is very, very important for a buyer to go with a seller, because the moment you are buying a property, you are already transferring your liability to the broker, because you will tell your broker to tell you, where can I get a good land? The first thing a broker does is it takes you to where you can get a good land. So, but when you don't treat your broker very well, you eventually have a problem. And that is why a lot of brokers too are having problems. You know quite well that the property that you want, that they are selling for this man, is not too good. Why don't you say it? Okay, despite the fact that you like this property, please don't buy it. I am advising you not to buy it. But because of the commission that you want to collect, but because of the little money that you want to collect from this buyer, you allow the buyer to pay the money. You collected your commission. But at the end of the day, by the time you have problem, they take you to one police station to another police station. You have to spend the whole money on getting paid for yourself. So it is penny wise, pounds foolish. So it is better for you to tell your buyer not to buy that property. Advise him not to buy it. Instead of keeping mute, advise him not to buy it. So to buyers, how do you recognize a good broker? A good broker should be a good broker should be bold enough to tell you maybe this property is good or not. It doesn't matter maybe you like the property or not, because from experience we have seen some cases where you take some buyers to places and they will like the place and tell you, look, I want to buy, but knowing fully that that place is not good for them. Reason being that security of that place is not guaranteed. The buyers, the sellers that are selling those properties are scammers. A lot of issues, a lot of litigations are on that property, and that is where your buyer actually wants to buy. As a broker, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to advise your buyer, your client, and tell him, please don't buy that place. And if you are buying it, I'm not part of it. But these are one of the reasons how you are going to know a good broker. Your broker should be able to tell you if that place is good or not. You need to put your broker to test. Eventually, you know that the place is taking you is not good. Ask him, should I buy it or should I not buy it? If he says you should buy it, ask him reason why you should buy it. And if he doesn't have any good reason to defend himself, that means he's a bad broker. So this is how you are going to recognize a good or a bad broker. Then there are some real estate agents that cannot even sacrifice. They cannot actually sacrifice their time. They can't anything they want to do. If they want to check a property for you, they want to do anything, you just have to pay them some money. You have to pay them some money, some tokens before they can go. That is an example of an unprofessional broker. You have to sacrifice as a broker. You need to go there. You need to go and do inspection by yourself. Go and do inspection even before you take your clients to that place. Go and inspect that place by yourself. Do an assessment of the place by yourself. If the place is good and it's not good, you should be able to tell your buyer that this place is not good. Even before you take your buyer to that place, you should be able to advise to know if the place is good or not. You just don't take a buyer to a house or a land without going, assessing the place, assessing the document first. As a good broker, the first thing you need to do is go there. After going there, collect the documents for the land, check it. You have a surveyor by yourself. You have your own surveyor. Tell your surveyor to check if the land is good or not. Don't just waste your time taking your buyers everywhere. You end up wasting a lot of time, because we have seen cases where your client will say, I like this particular place, and he would like it so much. After checking it, and after doing all the verification, you find out the land belongs to the federal government of Nigeria. So it means we have wasted a whole lot of time. So for a buyer, it is very, very important for you to know who is a good broker and who is an unprofessional broker. A good broker should be bold enough to tell you if that place is good or not, should be able to tell you, should be able to advise you, should be able to tell you if what you are doing is right and if what you are doing is not right. Then to brokers, once you have gotten a place for the buyer, leave the rest for the surveyor and the lawyer. Don't involve yourself. Don't involve yourself. The duty of a broker is for you to lead your client to a good place, for you to lead your client to a good property. Once you have done that and your client is satisfied that the place that you are taking is good, the next thing is for the surveyor and the lawyer to take up the job. Don't involve yourself in the sales process, because that is not really part of your job, except if you have a power of attorney to do that. If you don't have a power of attorney, once you have taken your client to the place and say it's no use, tell him to call his lawyer or to call his surveyor to come and check the place and satisfy and do the rest. The rest is not your job. Your job has already been done. So for a buyer, no, you should be able to identify a good broker or an unprofessional broker. But in general, make sure you go with a broker. A broker plays a very, very important role in any transaction. The brokers advise surveyors, brokers, real estate brokers advise lawyers. They tell them what to do, they tell them the history of that place, they tell them information that they know. It is based on that information that the lawyer will now act and do his investigation. But if you don't have a broker, you are just you are wandering in the wilderness. On that note, we will leave, and we will be looking at other topic in the next few days. I remain your host, Akim Agbaje. You can go to YouTube and like my page, so that for every information that comes, you will be privileged to have. My page is Akim Agbaje blog on YouTube, and you can also go to Facebook. You will see my page, Akim Agbaje blog. You can also like it. You get more information about real estate tutorials. I remain your host,